Chucky's Analyzer fourth. Then it is a Fresh Lass. Then Flint Garmin, Whiskey Man, Call Me Devil, Hockamock, Speedy, far back out of contention off stride by the quarter 32. They swing into the top turn, Jolly Good Time of length. Got a Winner lays second. Save on Gas is third. 3 lengths back to Chucky's Analyzer, racing fourth. Fresh Lass skipped, but back pacing quickly is a fifth. Then Flint Garmin, Whiskey Man, Call Me Devil. They swing through the stretch. Now they come racing on to the half. Pacing out on top, Jolly Good Time. Got a Winner is racing a second. Save on Gas is third. Back 5 lengths to Fresh Lass coming on to fourth. Then Chucky's Analyzer, Flint Garmin, Whiskey Man, Call Me Devil, half 106. They're into the turn on to the 5/8. Jolly Good Time cuts it out. Got a Winner racing a second. Save and Gas is third. Fresh Lass closing the gap is fourth. Then Flint Garmin now fifth. Call Me Devil, Chucky's Analyzer, and Whiskey Man rough from the outside. They go on to the 3/4. Jolly Good Time still shows on top. Got a Winner laying second. Save on Gas third. Fresh Lass is fourth. Call Me Devil moving fifth. Then Flint Garmin, Whiskey Man, Chucky's Analyzer, 37 4 by the 3/4 into the top turn. Jolly Good Time. A length and a quarter. Got a Winner is second. Save on Gas is third. And they come racing by the 7/8 now. It is Jolly Good Time. Then Got a Winner and Save on Gas as they come swinging home. Jolly Good Time got a Winner. Then Save on Gas. Jolly Good Time got a Winner coming on. They're neck and neck as they come to the wire. Got a Winner. Here they are. The time for the mile, 2:10 3. Parading now the winner of the first race, number 4, Got a Winner. Brown pacing horse 5 by Tarport Irvin from Rose K. On but Gerald Huckins and Terry Grant of St. John, trained by Tom Mason. Tom Mason driving. The horse gets his 11th winning trip this season, this afternoon, 2:10 3. Now the result of the first race, now official. Fresh Lass was 4th. Whiskey Man 6th. Chucky's Analyzer was 8th. Got a Winner, your race winner. Jolly Good Time was 2nd. Save on Gas 3rd. Call Me Devil 5th. Flint Garmin 7th. Hockamock Speedy was 9th. Race times quarter 32, half 106, 3/4 137 4, 5 2:10 3. Well, the second race, approaching the top of the stretch, a field of 9. Cherry Twist with Rod Gilgan, Luth Bait, Dusty, Marcel Barrio. Gaff's Gotta Go with Jody Hennessy, Wicked Sip, Bertie Charlton. Dandelion with Tommy Mason. Ragtime Skipper, Steve Mahar. Matt's Jet, Terry Bedard. Jill Mack with Randy Phillips, trailing Little Puffet with John Davies. Here they come. They're off and from the outside. Dandelion wings forward, he takes the lead, and Cherry Twist is racing second. Little Puffet up on the inside, moves to third. Gaff's Gotta Go is racing a fourth. Then it's Loon Bay, Dusty, Wicked Sip, Ragtime Skipper, Matt's Jet, Jill Mack trails. They're on to the quarter now. Dandelion is up at 2.5. Cherry Twist racing second. Little Puffet is third. Then a gap of 5 lengths back to Gaff's Gotta Go. Loon Bay, Dusty is fifth. Wicked Sip, Ragtime Skipper, Matt's Jet, Jill Mack, that quarter 30 seconds. Racing into the top turn, Dandelion on top, a length and a quarter. Cherry Twist is racing second. Little Puffet has third. Then Gaff's Gotta Go. Loon Bay, Dusty, Wicked Sip, Ragtime Skipper, Matt's Jet, Jill Mack. They're swinging off the top turn now. Racing on through the stretch, driving to the half. Dandelion the leader. Cherry Twist lays second. Little Puffet is racing a third. Lettuce Gaff's Gotta Go. Loon Bay, Dusty, Ragtime Skipper comes up on the outside. Then Wicked Sip, Matt's Jet, and Jill Mack the half. 103 and 2. Out of the turn there, racing now to the 5/8. It's Dandelion showing the way. Cherry Twist is racing second. Little Puffet is third. Gaff's got to go, closing the gap fourth. Loon Bay Dusty moving up on the inside. Ragtime Skipper's on the outside. Then it's Wicked Sip, Matt's Jet, Jill, Mac trails as they go to the three-quarters. It is still Dandelion, but by a length out from second goes Cherry Twist to challenge. Dandelion holding his lead as they go racing by the three-quarters, 35 and 3. Into the top turn, Dandelion. Cherry Twist at his wheel, driving a second. Up on the outside, Little Puff Bay third. Gaff's Gotta Go comes up on the inside, is now third. Little Puff Bay is fourth. Ragtime Skipper, then Matt's Jet, and they're swinging home. It is Dandelion and Cherry Twist, and on the outside, Little Puff Bay and Ragtime Skipper. Dandelion, Cherry Twist coming to him. Gaff's Gotta Go on the inside. Here they are. Need a photo time for the mile. 2:08 and 4. And the result of the second race. Now official. Cherry Twist, your race winner. Loon Bay Dusty, 9th. Gaff's Gotta Go finish 6th, place 6th for a lap down break at the finish. Wicked Sip was 7th. Dandelion 3rd. Ragtime Skipper 4th. Race times quarter 30 seconds, half 1:03 and 2. Three-quarters 1:35 and 3, mile 2:08 and 4. Now the second race approaching the top of the stretch, a field of 9. Cherry Twist and Drod Go Again, Loon Bay Dusty, Marcel Barrio. Vision of Sin with Wally Hennessy. Steady Butte with Steve Mahar. Cable Vision and Brian Moore. The Last Tycoon with Mark Collett, Stately Sealster, Boyd Tremere. Outside, Dandelion, Herm Rideau. The trailing horse, Gaff's Gotta Go with Jody Hennessy. Here they come. They're off, and Cherry Twist and Vision of Sin racing for the lead. Cherry Twist moves up on the inside. Then on the outside, Vision of Sin is racing second, settles for cover behind the leader. Then Cable Vision outside, racing on to third. Dandelion goes to fourth. Loon Bay Dusty racing fifth, then Stately Sealster. Gaff's Gotta Go. The Last Tycoon, Steady Butte trails. On to the quarter, Cherry Twist the leader, a length and a quarter. Vision of Sin racing second on the outside. That's Dandelion now driving third. Cable Vision is fourth. Gaff's Gotta Go is fifth, quarter 32 and 4. Out of the top turn, Cherry Twist and Dandelion at her wheel racing second. Vision of Sin lays third. Cable Vision's outside racing on the fourth. Loon Bay Dusty fifth on the rail. Gaff's Gotta Go is on the outside racing sixth, and they come through the stretch now. They are racing to the half. Cherry Twist the leader. On the outside, Dandelion hanging second. Vision of Sin is third. Cable Vision fourth. Loon Bay Dusty, Gaff's Gotta Go. Stately Sealster, the Last Tycoon, and the trailer Steady Butte. They're by that half in 1:07 and 2. They swing into the turn now, racing for the 5/8. Cherry Twist and Dandelion. Vision of Sin is a third. Cable Vision parked is fourth. Loon Bay Dusty fifth. Gaff's Gotta Go has been parked. Then on the rail, Stately Sealster. On the outside, the Last Tycoon and trailing Steady Butte. The two leaders battling neck and neck for the lead. Cherry Twist holding it. Dandelion challenging a second. Vision of Sin on the rail is the third. Cable Vision hanging a fourth. The three-quarters 1:40 and 4. They swing into the top turn. The leader is Cherry Twist, now out by 2. Vision of Sin comes to second. Dandelion fading, drops to a third. Loon Bay Dusty's coming up on the inside. Now gets to third, and they come swinging for home. The leader is Cherry Twist, and Vision of Sin driving a second. Loon Bay Dusty on the inside. Stately Sealster. Gonna be Cherry Twist and Vision of Sin, and here they are to the wire. Cherry Twist, Vision of Sin, then Stately Sealster, Loon Bay Dusty. And the time for the mile, 2:13 and 1. At the wire now, the winner of the second race, number 1, Cherry Twist, Bay Pacing Mare 4 by Rupert Park from Cherry Brandy. Umperfoy Hughes, Paul Brown, and Ron Chamberlain of St. John. trained and driven by Rod Gogam. That's the 7th winning trip this year for the mare. Pacing tonight to 13 and 1. Now the result of the second race now, official Cherry Twist, your race winner. Lured by Dusty was 4th. Vision of Sin 2nd. Steady Butte was 6th. Cable Vision 5th. The Last Tycoon was 8th. Stately Silster 3rd. Dandelion 7th. Gaff's Gotta Go was 9th. Race times quarter 32 and 4. The half 107 and 2. And 3/4 140 and 4. And the mile and 2 13 and 1. Approaching the top of the stretch, a field of 7. Tavern Stand and Wally Hennessy. Savant Gas with Jody Hennessy. Dandelion with Steve Mason. Pee Wee Patty Elmore White. Cherry Twist Rod Gilgan. Body Trust Clark Smith. Just Fine with Steve Mahar. And here they come. Clear of Dandelion going to the top. Cherry Twist from the outside, racing 3 wide. And up on the inside. Going to the top, but a Save on Gas. They're 3 wide. Dandelion, now the leader on the outside. Save on Gas is 2nd. Cherry Twist has 3rd. Tavern Stand is 4th. Pee Wee Patty racing 5th. Just Fine going up on the outside, and Body Trust is the trailer as they race on to the quarter. Up front with the lead. It is Dandelion, a length and a half. Then racing 2nd, Save on Gas. Cherry Twist, Tavern Stand out and moving. Goes to 3rd, and right behind him it is Just Fine. The opening quarter in 34 and 1. They swing around the top turn. Dandelion cuts it out. Then up on the inside, it is Save on Gas with Tavern Stand hanging 3rd. Cherry Twist is 4th. Just Fine is parked racing on the 5th. Then it is a Pee Wee Patty as they come through the stretch now and race on to the half, and the leader is Dandelion. Then Save on Gas and Tavern Stand. Just Fine. On the inside, Cherry Twist, then Bonnie Truss and Pee Wee Patty as they go racing up by the half. By the half and 9 and 2, they're rid of the turn racing for the 5/8. The leader is Dandelion. Then Save on Gas is racing 2nd. Tavern Stand parked, hangs at 3rd. Cherry Twist is 4th. Just Fine racing 5th. She's been parked. That is Pee Wee Patty, Bonnie Truss trailing, and they race now to the 3/4. And it is Dandelion. Tavern Stand Just Fine out 3 wide going on. Gets to 2nd now. And it is still Dandelion with Just Fine challenging 2nd. They're neck and neck and by the 3/4. It 44 and 1. They're rid of the top turn. Just Fine goes to the top. Dandelion is racing a 2nd. Save on Gas now. Bonnie Truss. 3 wide, a strong 3rd coming on. Save on Gas is 4th. Cherry Twist, Pee Wee Patty, and Tavern Stand. They're fanning up 3 wide as they head for home. Just Fine is the leader between horses. Up on the outside, here comes a Bonnie Truss. It is Just Fine and Bonnie Truss coming to her. But Just Fine is holding. Bonnie Truss, here they are, to the wire. Just Fine, tight for 2nd between Save on Gas and Bonnie Truss. Time for the mile, 2:17. And parading back with his 4th winner this afternoon, Steve Mahar, this time with number 7, Just Fine. They pacing mare 6 by Melvin's Ball from Just Pam. On by the Olive Spring Farms of Fredericton, trained and driven by Steve Mahar. For the mare, that's her 6th winning trip this season, this afternoon in 2:17. Now the result of the 7th race now official. Tavern Stand was 7th. Save on Gas was 3rd. Dandelion 5th. Pee Wee Patty 6th. Cherry Twist was 4th. Bonnie Truss 2nd, and Just Fine your race winner. Times quarter 34 and 1, half 109 and 2, 3/4 144 and 1, and the mile in 2:17. Vision of Sin, Ross McDonald, Macmore Commander Mike Doyle, Casey Jam, Jill Barrio, La Bouvier, Steve Mason, Oblin Power, Wayne Mahar, Bonnie Truss, Clark Smith, Nick, Rob Champ, Sam Hodgin. Here they come. Clear off 3 of them, neck and neck, getting out of there on the rail. It is Cherry Twist, Little Ernestine between them is racing a 2nd, and Vision of Sin is wide, racing a 3rd. Macmore Commander up on the inside, racing 4th, La Bouvier. Away Good moving 5th, going on to 4th, and they're up the backstretch on to the quarter. And it is Vision of Sin going to the top. Cherry Twist is racing second. La Bouvier racing up third, going on. Little Ernestine is fourth. Mackmore Commander has fifth as they go racing on by the quarter with La Bouvier challenging for the top. They're by the quarter, 31-1 into the top turn. La Bouvier now goes to the top. Vision of Sin is racing second. Cherry Twist has a third. Then Little Ernestine is a fourth. Oblin Power, Mackmore Commander, Nick Rob Champ, KC Jam, Bonnie Truss. They come through the stretch on to the half now. It is La Bouvier cutting it out, leads by a length and a half, and here comes Little Ernestine driving up second. She's challenging for the top. Vision of Sin has a third. Cherry Twist fourth. Then Oblin Power, KC Jam, Mackmore Commander, Nick Rob Champ, Bonnie Truss. They were by the half and four. Around the turn they go to the 5/8. La Bouvier the leader, and Little Ernestine challenging on the outside second. Cherry Twist has moved off the rail, racing up on the outside, goes to third. Vision of Sin is fourth. Oblin Power goes out 3 wide, racing on fifth. Outside of him, KC Jam. Then Mackmore Commander, Bonnie Truss, Nick, Rob Champ, and they are bunched as they go by the 3/4. 136-2. They're rid of the top turn. La Bouvier, the leader from the inside. Little Ernestine is a second. KC Jam, 4 wide, comes to third. Vision of Sin is on the rail, racing fourth. Bonnie Truss swings wide, comes on strong. Mackmore Commander's on the rail, looking for room. None there. Nick Rob Champ and Oblin Power with broken hobbles. They come home. It is La Bouvier, KC Jam, Bonnie Truss on the outside. Here they are to the wire. La Bouvier. Then looks like maybe Bonnie Truss, KC Jam, and Vision of Sin, they were tight. Oblin Power with broken gear. About a 2, 8, and 3. And parading now, the winner of the second race, number 6, La Bouvier. She's a bay pacing mare, 6 years by a smooth fella from Dorchester, owned by Milton Downey of St. John, trained and driven by Steve Mason. The mare steps to a new record of 2, 8, and 3. Her old record was 2, 11, and 3. Flurry sort of the second race now official. Cherry Twist was 6th. Little Ernestine 7th. Vision of Sin 5th. Mackmore Commander was 8th. KC Jam 3rd. La Bouvier, your race winner. Oblin Power 9th. Bonnie Truss 2nd, and Nick Rob Champ was 4th. And we're all set now for our 7th race. We have a field of 9 approaching the top of the stretch. Highland Hazel with Ronnie Cass, Nippy Namby Wilson Gilmore, Squire Garman with Brian McLean, Defensive Dillon with Doug Falkins, Cherry Twist with Rod Gauguin, America's Favorite and Tony Haig, Diana's Choice with Wally Hennessy, Half Sharp with Gary Vincent, The Traitor is Sharon Power with Mike Doyle. Here they come. They're off. Cherry Twist to the top, then up on the inside, Highland Hazel, America's Favorite, racing third. Nippy Namby up on the inside now. Diana's Choice to fourth. Nippy Namby is fifth in the rail. Then it's Defensive Dillon, Sharon Power. Then Squire Garman and Half Sharp trailing on the outside, and they go up the backstretch, racing on to the quarter. Cherry Twist pacing out on top, leads a length at a quarter. Highland Hazel out to challenge now, going up on the outside and takes the lead. Highland Hazel is the leader as they go racing on by the quarter, and Cherry Twist is racing a second. They were by the opening quarter, 32 and 3. Round the top turn, Highland Hazel now but 2. Cherry Twist is second. America's Favorite third. Sharon Power drives to fourth. Diana's Choice fifth on the rail. Outside of her, Defensive Dillon. Then Nippy Namby, Squire Garman, and Half Sharp trailing. They come racing to the half, and Highland Hazel shows the way. Cherry Twist is racing second. Sharon Power comes to third. Then America's Favorite fourth. Defensive Dillon outside with Cavalry's fifth. Then it's Diana's Choice, Nippy Namby, Squire Garman, Half Sharp. The half is in 5 and 1, and around the turn they go. Driving to the 5/8, Highland Hazel up on the outside. Getting to second now, it is Sharon Power. On the rail, Cherry Twist is third. Defensive Dillon outside with cover fourth. America's Favorite is fifth. Diana's Choice racing sixth. Then it is Nippy Namby, Squire Common, and Half Sharp as they go racing up by the 3/4, and Cherry Twist gets through on the inside and pacing to the top. 1:38 and 3, and they're 3 wide into the top turn. Cherry Twist and Sharon Power. Highland Hazel now third. On the outside, Defensive Dylan driving fourth. Diana's Choice, America's Favorite. They get the head of the lane. It is Cherry Twist, Sharon Power. Defensive Dylan driving up strong, coming on. It is Cherry Twist, Defensive Dylan, Sharon Power. At the line, it is Cherry Twist, Defensive Dylan, Sharon Power, and Diana's Choice. And the time for that mile, 2:11 and 4. At the wire now, the unofficial footer of the 7th, it's number 5, Cherry Twist, bay pacing mare 6. She's by Rupert Park out of Cherry Brandy. On Roy Hughes, Paul Brown, and Ron Chamberlain of St. John, trained and driven by Rod Goga. Cherry Twist gets her first footing trip this season. Tonight, 2:11 and 4. Now the result of the 7th race, Highland Hazel was 6th. Nippy Namby, 5th. Squire Gorman was 8th. Defensive Dylan was 2nd. Cherry Twist, your race winner. America's Favorite, 7th. Diana's Choice was 4th. Half Sharp was 9th. And Sharon Power was 3rd. They were at the quarter, 32 and 3/5. The half, 105 and 1. 3/4, 138 and 3. The mile, 2:11 and 4. And we're all set now for the 9th race. 9 starters. Brother Links with Gary Vincent, Reb Dudley, Charlie Ross, Buckshot Baron with Freddie Charlton, Gaytime Judge with Ivan Davies, Dashes Doll, and Colleen Clancy. Oliver Homer with Ronnie Cass, Tobic Lou with Jill Barrio, Funny Fort with Tom Mason, and Bendigo Skipper with Wally Hennessy. A field of 9, and here they come. There, off Gaytime Judge wins 40, has the early lead. Toby Glue up on the outside, racing on the 2nd. Brother Links has 3rd. Reb Dudley on the outside is 4th. Bendigo Skipper around the rail is 5th, and it's Buckshot to Baron. Swinging around the turn, the 2 leaders neck and neck as they swing up the backstretch and go racing to the quarter. It's Gaytime Judge, Toby Glue on the outside 2nd. Brother Links racing 3rd. Reb Dudley going up on the outside now to 3rd. And Tobic Lou takes cover behind the leader, and Reb Dudley goes on. He's now 2nd. Gaytime Judge the leader as they race out by the quarter in 31 and 2. Into the top turn, Gaytime Judge, Reb Dudley looks for a hole. Tobic Lou keeps it filled. Then Brother Links is racing 4th. Coming up on the outside, Oliver Homer is now 5th. Bendigo Skipper, Dashes Doll, Buckshot Baron, and the trailer Funny Ford is out and moving. They come racing to the half, neck and neck for the lead. Reb Dudley on the outside. Gaytime Judge is on the inside. Oliver Homer comes to 3rd. Then Tobic Lou is 4th. Brother Links is 5th, and they were by the half of 103 and 4, and around the turn they go. Racing to the 5/8, Gaytime Judge on the inside. Reb Dudley on the outside. Oliver Homer's 3rd. Tobic Lou is 4th. Brother Links, Bendigo Skipper. Then it is Dashes Doll, Buckshot to Baron, a Funny Fort. On to the 3/4, going to the top again on the outside, Reb Dudley. Gaytime Judge staying with him, racing 2nd. Oliver Homer's with the leaders. He is racing 3rd. They were by the 3/4, 136 and 1. Around the top turn, Reb Dudley by ahead. Then Gaytime Judge in the rail 2nd. Oliver Homer racing 3rd. Bendigo Skipper now 4th. Then Tobic Lou, Dashes Doll, they swing for home. Reb Dudley and Gaytime Judge and Oliver Homer coming on. It is Reb Dudley. Oliver Homer coming up on the outside. Gaytime Judge, but it's going to be Reb Dudley at the line. Reb Dudley, Oliver Homer. Gaytime Judge is 3rd, and Dashes Doll gets up for 4th. And the time for the mile, 2:09 and 2. And parading now, the unofficial winner of our 9th race. It's number 2, Reb Dudley, a bay pacing horse. He's 9 by Rebel, leader from Dudley, Chip Lass. Owned and trained by Brian Murrell of St. John with Charlie Frost driving. The horse gets his 5th winning trip this season, his fastest. tonight, 2-9 and 2. The result of the 9th race, Brother Lynx for 7th. Reb Dudley, your race winner. Buckshot Baron 6th. Gate Time Judge was 3rd. Dash's Doll was 4th. Oliver Homer 2nd. Tubik Lou was 8th. It's Saturday, March 29th, the 26th day of racing at EPR, and our first race is approaching the top of the stretch. We have a field of 9. Reb Dudley with Charlie Frost, Squire Gorman, Brian McLean, Gate Time Judge with Ivan Davies. America's Favorite with Tony Haig, Funny Fort and Brian Moore. Isaac Character, Gary Vincent, Diana's Choice with Wally Hennessy, Highland Hazel, Ronnie Cass, and Defensive Dylan with Doug Falcons, and here they come. Defensive Dylan is down, swinging into the turn, pacing to the top. America's Favorite, Gate Time Judge, moves up on the inside, and his Gate Time Judge now pacing to the top. Funny Fort works up on the outside, racing on the second. That America's Favorite is 3rd as they race on by the 8th pole. Up the backstretch now, racing on to the quarter. Gate Time Judge the leader. Funny Fort takes cover behind him, racing 2nd, and Highland Hazel up on the outside, racing on to 2nd now. Left on the leader, bidding for the top as they go neck and neck. And by the opening quarter, with the Gate Time Judge the leader by that marker, 32. Highland Hazel racing a 2nd. Funny Fort has a 3rd. Up on the outside and showing a 4th, that is Reb Dudley. America's Favorite is 5th. Diana's Choice, Squire Gorman. Isaac Character now trailing as they come racing to the half. Pacing on top of this Gate Time Judge, Highland Hazel racing a 2nd. Then Funny Fort is 3rd. Reb Dudley on the outside drives a 4th. Then it is America's Favorite, Squire Gorman, Diana's Choice, and Isaac Character. And they're by the half and 4 and 4. Racing around the turn, pacing on top, it is Gate Time Judge, then Highland Hazel hangs 2nd. Up on the outside, driving on to 3rd, goes Reb Dudley, racing on. Reb Dudley is now 2nd. He goes winging for the lead. Gate Time Judge, Reb Dudley, they are neck and neck now as they go to the 3/4. Reb Dudley gets a nose in the front. Gate Time Judge racing a 2nd. Squire Gorman hangs 3rd. Highland Hazel 4th. Then Diana's Choice, and they were by the 3/4 in 1:38 and 4 around the top turn, neck and neck for the lead. Gate Time Judge comes on again on the inside. Reb Dudley driving hard 2nd. Squire Gorman his 3rd. Diana's Choice 4th. Highland Hazel, Isaac Character. The 2 leaders neck and neck as they come to the wire. Gate Time Judge on the inside. Reb Dudley on the outside. Gate Time Judge, and here they are at the wire. It is Gate Time Judge, Reb Dudley, then Squire Gorman, and Diana's Choice. And the time for the mile, 2:12 and 1. At the wire now, the unofficial winner of the first race, number 3, Gate Time Judge. Chestnut pacing, gelding 7 years, sired by Scamp Direct out of Gate Time Ginger. Owned, trained, and driven by Ivan Davies of Woodstock. The horse getting his 5th winning trip this season this afternoon, 2:12 and 1. And the result of the first race, now official. Reb Dudley was 2nd. Squire Gorman 3rd. Gate Time Judge, your more Pure Smoke, Charlie Ross, Tower Hill Phil, Randy Phillips, Profit Taking Stan Nelson, Lonesome Bound Jody Hennessy, Dartmouth Osborne, Hugh Baird, Pokey Calhoun, Tony Haig. Here they come. There, often Pure Smoke quickly goes to the top. Mark's Chip up on the inside, racing for the lead. And they're neck and neck as they spring into the turn, but Pure Smoke moves out now a length. Then Mark's Chip is racing a 2nd. Pokey Calhoun drives on to 3rd. Brighton Toot is racing a 4th, and that's up the backstretch. Racing on to the quarter. Pure Smoke is out leading now by 2.5. Then Mark's Chip closing the gap 2nd. Pokey Calhoun, Brighton Toot, Tower Hill Phil. That is Profit Taking, a Lonesome Bound. Dartmouth Osborne is the trailer. They were by that opening quarter in 30 and 3/5 and around the top turn. Pure Smoke out now but 2. Mark's Chip racing is 2nd. We go back 10 lengths to the rest. Pokey Calhoun is 3rd. Brighton Toot moving a 4th on the outside. Then it is a Tower Hill Phil, Lonesome Bound, Profit Taking, and Dartmouth Osborne trailing, and Pure Smoke leads by 2. as he comes to the half at Mark's Chip. Racing second. Brighton Toot is third. They were by that half in 102 and 2, and into the turn they race on to the 5/8. Pure Smoke out by 2. Mark's Chip racing second. Then we go back to 6 lengths. Brighton Toot is the third. Then Tower Hill Phil is fourth. Lonesome Bound racing fifth. Dartmouth Osborne going to sixth. Then it is Pokey Calhoun and Profit taking as they go to the 3/4. Pacing on top, it is Mark's Chip now. Pure Smoke racing second. Mark's Chip moving out now by 2.5. 135 and 4 by the 3/4 and into the top turn. Mark's Chip. Pure Smoke is second. Dartmouth Osborne a strong third. Then Lonesome Bound is fourth. Tower Hill Phil racing fifth. They come swinging for home. It is Mark's Chip and Dartmouth Osborne driving second. Lonesome Bound comes to third. Pure Smoke is spent racing fourth, but it is going to be Mark's Chip all along. It is Mark's Chip as they come to the line, and here they are. Mark's Chip, then Dartmouth Osborne, then Lonesome Bound, Tower Hill Phil, and the time for the mile, 2:09. And parading now, the winner of the 4th race, number 1, Mark's Chip, Bay Pacing Colt 3 by Knightley Blue Chip from Terry's Charm. Owned and trained by Colin Chisholm of St. John with Tom Mason driving. The colt gets his first lifetime win, breaks his maiden, gets a record of 2:09. And the result of the 4th race now official, Mark's Chip, your race winner. Brighton Toot, 7th. Pure Smoke was 5th. Tower Hill Phil was 4th. Profit taking 8th. Lonesome Bound was 3rd. Dartmouth Osborne 2nd. Pokey Calhoun was 6th, and the time's 1/4 and 3/5. The half was in 102 and 2. 3/4 135 and 4. Mile 2:09. Now we're all set for the 5th race. A field of 6 approaching the top of the stretch. Mason, Brother Links and Gary Vincent, Odomite Irish, Ivan Davies. Flag Sundance with Jill Barrio, Vision of Sin and Wally Hennessy. Dash's Doll with Colleen Clancy, Blythe Lobo, John Davidson. Gaff's Gotta Go with Jody Hennessy. The trailer is Cherry Twist with Rod Gokan. Here they come. They're off battling for the lead, getting out of there, and the leader in between horses is Odomite Irish. Brother Links is on the inside, back on top again. Brother Links and Odomite Irish battling neck and neck, and Flag Sundance goes to a 3rd. Bendigo Skippers racing 4th. They're neck and neck as they go up the backstretch onto the quarter. On the rail, Brother Links. On the outside, Odomite Irish. Flag Sundance racing a 3rd. Bendigo Skipper is 4th. That is Dash's Doll. Gaff's Gotta Go up on the outside. Cherry Twist, Blythe Lobo. Vision of Sin is the trailer, and favored by the quarter, 31 and 4. Around the top turn, Brother Links in command, a length and a quarter. Odomite Irish now 2nd on the rail. Flag Sundance is racing 3rd. Bendigo Skipper 4th. Gaff's Gotta Go comes to 5th. Dash's Doll is on the rail. Blythe Lobo, Cherry Twist, Vision of Sin. Through the stretch, they come racing to the half, and Brother Link shows the way. Has the lead now, a length and a quarter. Odomite Irish 2nd. Flag Sundance racing 3rd. Bendigo Skipper going up on the inside is 4th. Gaff's Gotta Go 5th on the outside. Then it's Dash's Doll, Blythe Lobo, Cherry Twist, Vision of Sin. And they were by the half and 5 and 1. Around the turn, they go to the 5/8. The leader, Brother Links, and that's Flag Sundance. Rushing up on the outside 2nd. He's lapped on the leader. Flag Sundance winging a 4, and he shows on top. Flag Sundance by ahead. Brother Links racing 2nd. Odomite Irish 3rd. Bendigo Skipper moving 4th. Dash's Doll going up on the inside 5th. Vision of Sin way wide and racing on. Vision of Sin is now 5th, is now 4th, is now 3rd. 138 and 1 by the 3/4. It is Flag Sundance with Vision of Sin driving hard 2nd. Brother Links is 3rd. Odomite Irish 4th. At the head of the lane, it is Flag Sundance. Vision of Sin is coming on. Flag Sundance on the inside. Vision of Sin coming up on the outside. Now they're neck and neck, and now Vision of Sin at the line. Vision of Sin, Flag Sundance. Then Dash's Doll and Jerry Twist was fourth. And the time for the mile, 2:09 and 3. And parading now the unofficial footer of the 9th race, number 5, Vision of Sin. Brown pacing, gelding, 13 years, but Dutchman from My Apologies. On for Cecil Murphy of Halifax, trained by Freddie Charlton. Wally Hennessy driving, your unofficial footer, 2:09 and 3. The result of the 9th race, now official. Bendigo Skipper was 8th. Brother Lynx, 5th. Olamite Irish, 6th. Flag Sundance was 2nd. Vision of Sin, your race winner. Dash's Doll was 3rd. Blythe Lobo, 9th. Gaff's Gotta Go was 7th. And Cherry Twist was 4th. Times a quarter, 31 and 4. The half, 105 and 1. 3/4, 138 and 1. The mile, 2:09 and 3. Race approaching time for the stretch. 9 starters. Meadows Shadow, Mark Collett. Champ Pyro, Lonnie Stokes. Jeff Down with Steve Downey. Power On, Brian Moore. AC's Peter with Wayne Sprague. PH Pacer, Stan Nelson. Island Falcon with Charlie Ross. Crafty Star, Rod Gogan. Billy's Flirt with Ivan Davies. Here they come. They're off, and AC's Peter goes to the top on the outside, but working up on the inside goes Champ Pyro, and in between horses, Jeff Down. They're 3 wide around the turn, and Champ Pyro's off stride. Scattering the field, but the trailer's over okay. But now Meadows Shadow off stride and is caught quickly. Up the backstretch going to the quarter. AC's Peter is out now by 2. Jeff Down racing 2nd. Island Falcon has 3rd. Crafty Star racing 4th. Champ Pyro is 5th on the rail. Meadows Shadow going up in between horses. Outside PH Pacer. Then it's Power On. And the trailer is Billy's Flirt, 31 and 2 by the opening quarter when AC's Peter is out now by 5 lengths. Jeff Down racing 2nd. Island Falcon has 3rd. They're by the 3/8 now and on through the stretch. Here they come. They're racing to the half. AC's Peter shows the way. Jeff Down is 2nd. Here comes Island Falcon out from 3rd. Moving behind him 4th on the outside. It's Meadows Shadow. Crafty Star is 5th. Then it's PH Pacer, Champ Pyro. Billy's Flirt going up on the inside, and Power On trails on the outside 3 wide as they go by the half and 3 and 2. Round the turn, they go to the 5/8. The leader, AC's Peter. Island Falcon at his wheel, challenging 2nd. Jeff Down his 3rd. Meadows Shadows out racing on the 4th. Crafty Star, PH Pacer, Billy's Flirt, Champ Pyro, and Power On. As they go to the 3/4, the 2 leaders are neck and neck. AC's Peter and Island Falcon. Then Jeff Down and Meadows Shadow are neck and neck. And they're by the 3/4, 136 and 2 and around the top turn. Island Falcon now by 2. AC's Peter 2nd. Jeff Down. Then Meadows Shadow. PH Pacer on the extreme outside. Swinging for home, it is Island Falcon with the lead. Jeff Down has come to 2nd. Now is coming on. Island Falcon, Jeff Down, PH Pacer, and Champ Pyro on the outside. Now Jeff Down, and here they are to the wire. They're tight. Looks like maybe Jeff Down and Island Falcon. And close for 3rd and 4th. Too tight to call. The time for the mile, 2:09. And parading now the unofficial footer of the 2nd race, number 3, Jeff Down. A brown pacing colt. He's 3 years. He's by Major League out of Wendy Time. Owned by Milton Downey of St. John, trained by Steve Mason. Steve Downey driving. Your unofficial footer in 2:09. Now the result of the 2nd race, official. Meadows Shadow, 8th. Champ Pyro, 4th. Jeff Down, your race winner. Power On was 6th. AC's Peter 7th. PH Pacer was 3rd. Island Falcon 2nd. Crafty Star 9th. Billy's Flirt was 5th. Times quarter, 31 and 2. The half, 103 and 2. 3/4, 136 and 2. And the mile in 2:09. We're all set now for the 7th race. 9 starters approaching top of the stretch. Freddie Dream, Tom Mason. Dainty Dive, Jody Hennessy. Sispy Babe with Ivan Davies. Offshore Oil with John Davidson. Island Hooter, Charlie Ross. Ben Dillon, Don Bickford. Mormac Dars with Colleen Clancy. High Fly with Wally Hennessy. Asian Senator Jill Barrio. Here they come. They're off. Freddie Dream pacing on top from the outside. Island Hooter driving on wings for it. Sispy Babe is third. Then Asian Senator up on the inside racing on to third. Round the turn, Freddie Dream and Island Hooter. Up on the outside he goes on, racing second. Wings forward, he takes the lead. Island Hooter on top now. Freddie Dream racing second. Asian Senator third. Sispy Babe Parks, she's racing fourth. Then Dainty Dive is fifth. Then Dillon drives up on the outside sixth. Then it's Offshore Oil, High Fly. Mormac Doris is the trailer as they race on by the quarter. They were by the opening quarter in 32 and 2, and around the top turn, Island Hooter a length. Then Freddie Dream up tight second, Asian Senator third, Sispy Babe is to fourth, then Dillon drives up to fifth. Then it is Dainty Dive, Offshore Oil, High Fly. Mormac Doris trailing, and through the stretch they come. They're racing to the half. Island Hooter shows the way. Freddie Dream is second. Asian Senator and Fen Dillon Park. Then it's Sispy Babe, Offshore Oil. Dainty Dive, High Fly. Mormac Doris. The half was in 4 and 3. Around the turn they drive on now to the 5/8. Island Hooter in command. Fen Dillon goes up on the outside, gets to second. Now he's lapped on the leader. They're by the 5/8. On up the backstretch, racing for the 3/4. Island Hooter and Fen Dillon, they're battling neck and neck. Then on the rail, Freddie Dream is racing third. On the outside, hanging fourth, Offshore Oil, Asian Senator, High Fly. Dainty Dive, Sispy Babe, 137. By the 3/4 now and into the top turn, Island Hooter. Freddie Dream up tight second, looks for room. Fen Dillon is hanging third. Asian Senator fourth, and Offshore Oil swings wide fifth. Outside of her comes High Fly. Swinging for home, Island Hooter. Freddie Dreaming on the outside. Offshore Oil is coming on. So is High Fly on the extreme outside. Three of them neck and neck, but it looks like Island Hooter. It is Island Hooter, Offshore Oil, High Fly, and Freddie Dream gets fourth. Now the time for the mile, 2:08 and 4. And parading now, the unofficial footer of the 7th race. It's number 5, Island Hooter. A bay pacing call 3 by critical time from Trina's Hoot. All by Marguerite and Boyd Tremere of Hunter River, Prince Edward Island. Trained by Dave Arsenault, Charlie Ross driving. The colt has been out for 6 starts this year, and he's won all 6. Pacing this afternoon to his record, 2:08 and 4. And the result of the 7th race, now official. Freddie Dream was 4th. Dainty Dive 5th. Sispy Babe was 7th. Offshore Oil 3rd. Island Hooter, your race winner. Fen Dillon was 8th. Mormac Doris 9th. High Fly 2nd. Asian Senator 6th. Times the quarter 32 and 2. The half 104 and 3. 3/4 137. The mile 2:08 and 4. Top of the stretch, Gemini Barron, Kim Cameron, gate time judge Ivan Davies, Isaac Character Gary Vincent, Sharon Power Mike Doyle, Oliver Homer Dave Arsenault, Rep Dudley Charlie Ross, Glittering Bird Tony Haig, No Time Fellowship Tom Mason, Arowana Hopper John Davidson. Here they come. Clear off Gemini Barron, pacing on top, gate time judge driving second, Isaac Character third, 4 wide, Rep Dudley racing fourth. Now Arowana Hopper goes up on the inside. He gets through to third. It is Gemini Barron with gate time judge on the outside second. Then Arowana Hopper's on the rail racing third. Isaac Character his fourth. Then Glittering Bird goes up on the outside. She is racing fifth. And Sharon Powers off stride. Gate time judge now goes to the top. He's the leader up by a length. Now Gemini Barron is second. Arowana Hopper is a third. The quarter 32. Oliver Homer's rushing up on the outside, going on from fourth. Isaac Character fifth. Then it's Glittering Bird, Reb Dudley. No Time for Losa. Sharon Power trails far back. They swing by the 3/8. Here they come, they're driving to the half. Up front it is Gay Time Judge, and here comes Oliver Homer. Winging up on the outside, he comes to second. Gemini Baron his third. Arowana Hopper's racing fourth. Rep Dudley on the move, gets to fifth, and Isaac Character. Glittering Bird, No Time Filosa, and Sharon Power trailing. They were by the half and 3 and 3, and they swing around the turn. Driving now to the 5/8 Gay Time Judge. Oliver Homer lapped on the leader, challenging as second. Then Gemini Baron is third. Arowana Hopper's on the rail, racing a fourth. Reb Dudley outside fifth, going up 3 wide. Then Isaac Character, Glittering Bird, No Time Filosa, Sharon Power. Neck and neck for the lead, but moving fastest of all, Reb Dudley is 3 wide, and he is third, and he's going for the lead. Into the top turn, the 3/4, 136 and 3. It is Reb Dudley. Gay Time Judge racing second. Oliver Homer. Arowana Hopper comes to third. Oliver Homer's now fourth. Isaac Character fifth. Gemini Baron, Glittering Bird swinging home. It is Reb Dudley. Gay Time Judge. Arowana Hopper. Then Isaac Character coming up on the inside, but it's going to be Reb Dudley at the line. It is Reb Dudley. Then Gay Time Judge. Too tight to call for sure between Isaac Character and Arowana Hopper. The time for the mile, 2:08 and 1. And parading now, the unofficial winner of the 11th race, it is number 6, Reb Dudley, a bay pacing horse. He is 9 years by Rebel Leader from Dudley Chiplas. Owned and trained by Brian Murrell of St. John with Charlie Ross driving. The horse gets his 6th winning trip this season. His fastest winning trip in 2 years this afternoon, 2:08 at 1. The field of 8, and we're approaching the top of the stretch. Dartmouth Osborne with Dr. Hugh Baird. Brighton Toot with Elmore White, Miramichi Flash, and Rodko again. K.M. Lullaby with Ronnie Gass. Profit Taking with Stan Nelson. Pure Smoke, Charlie Ross. Lonesome Bound with Jody Hennessy and Mark's Chip with Brian Moore. Here they come. They're off, and Pure Smoke quickly grabs the lead up on the inside. Dartmouth Osborne racing a second. K.M. Lullaby driving up third on the outside. Lonesome Bound behind, racing on to fourth. Swinging around the turn now and pacing to the top. It is K.M. Lullaby. Pure Smoke racing second. Dartmouth Osborne is third. Lonesome Bound racing fourth. Mark's Chip going up fifth on the outside. That is Brighton Toot. Miramichi Flash. Profit Taking is the trailer as they go to the quarter. K.M. Lullaby leads a length and from third. There goes Dartmouth Osborne. They were by the opening quarter. 32 and 2 around the top turn. K.M. Lullaby. Dartmouth Osborne outside challenging second. Pure Smoke third on the rail. Lonesome Bound is fourth. Mark's Chip is parked racing fifth. That is Brighton Toot, Miramichi Flash, and Profit Taking trailing. They've worked through the stretch now. Coming to the half, K.M. Lullaby, Pure Smoke. Dartmouth Osborne hanging third. Behind him with cover, Mark's Chip now fourth. Then Lonesome Bound is fifth. Miramichi Flash up on the outside. Brighton Toot and Profit Taking trailing. They were by the half and 5 and 2. And around the turn they go. Racing to the 5/8. 4 of them on the fence and 4 of them out and challenging. Up front with the lead still. It is K.M. Lullaby by half a length. Dartmouth Osborne challenging as second. Pure Smoke third. Mark's Chip outside with cover is fourth. Lonesome Bound looking for room, racing fifth. Miramichi Flash up on the outside. Brighton Toot and Profit Taking is trailing as they go to the 3/4. And they're by that marker now, and Dartmouth Osborne takes the lead. It is Dartmouth Osborne racing with a lead of a length, and Mark's Chip is now a second. K.M. Lullaby fading a third. Pure Smoke moving a fourth. Moving behind him and looking for room, it is Lonesome Bound. They are at the head of the lane now, and they swing for home. Dartmouth Osborne, Mark's Chip driving a second. Dartmouth Osborne on the inside. Mark's Chip coming up on the outside, coming to the top. And the Lonesome Bound coming on, but it's going to be Mark's Chip. Here they are at the wire. Mark's Chip, Dartmouth Osborne, then Lonesome Bound, and the Pure Smoke was fourth. And the time for the mile, 2:12 and 2. And parading now, the unofficial winner of the 4th. It is number 8, Mark's Chip. Bay Pacing caught he's 3 by Nightly Blue Chip from Terry's Charm. Owned and trained by Colin Chisholm of St. John with Brian Moore driving. Your unofficial winner, 2-12-2. Now the result of the 4th race, now official. Now for our 7th race, field of 9 approaching the top of the stretch. Golden Fellow with Biltario, Patty Pratcher, Ivan Davies. Gambling Doug with Freddie Charlton. Ulster Prince with Jody Hennessy. Island Hooter and Charlie Ross. Mormac Doris with Colleen Clancy. Freddie Dream and Tom Mason. Asian Senator with Lonnie Stokes. And High Fly with Wally Hennessy. And here they come. Clear off at Island Hooter, wings forward. He has the lead in on the inside. Patty Prancer and in between them. Ulster Prince racing a third. Swinging round the turn, they're 3 wide. It's Patty Prancer with Ulster Prince between horses second. Island Hooter racing a third. They're by the 8th pole and racing up the backstretch. Ulster Prince goes to the top. Then Island Hooter up on the outside going on to second. And he goes winging for the lead. Patty Prancer has a third. Asian Senators 4th on the outside, Island Hooter. Now it goes to the top, and he is the leader as they race on by the quarter. By the quarter, 31-3, Island Hooter, Ulster Prince. Asian Senator works up a third on the outside. Patty Prancer is 4th. Then Golden Fellow 5th on the rail. Then it is a High Fly, Mormac Doris, Gambling Doug. They come through the stretch now, racing to the half. Ulster Prince, or Island Hooter on top. Ulster Prince is second. Asian Senator hangs at third. Then it's Patty Prancer, Golden Fellow, High Fly. Mormac Doris, Gambling Doug, and Freddie Dream trailing. And they were by the half. In 103-1, around the turn they go, racing now to the 5/8, and Island Hooter leads a length. Ulster Prince is second. Asian Senator hangs third. Patty Prancer is 4th. Golden Fellow racing 5th. Then it is High Fly starting to move on to the 3/4. Island Hooter a length and a half. Ulster Prince is second. High Fly on the outside, 3 wide going on to 4th. He's now 3rd. And he goes after the leaders as they swing into the top turn, 3/4. 136. Round the top turn, Island Hooter, Ulster Prince, then High Fly, a strong third coming on. Patty Prancer 4th, Golden Fellow, Gambling Doug, Freddie Dream, Asian Senator, and Mormac Doris. They swing for home. It's Island Hooter, Ulster Prince, and High Fly is on the outside. It is Island Hooter. He's going to hold. Island Hooter and High Fly, they're tight. Here they are. Island Hooter, 7 for 7. Then High Fly, Ulster Prince, and Golden Fellow. The time for the mile, 2:07-4. And parading now, the unofficial winner of the 7th race, number 5, Island Hooter. Bay Pacing caught 3 years. He's by critical time from Trina's Hoot. He's on by Marguerite and Boyd Tremere of Hunter River, Prince Edward Island, trained by Dave Arsenault, Charlie Frost driving. The colt gets his 7th win from 7 starts this year tonight over an off-track. Takes a new win race record of 2:07-4. And the result of the 7th race, now official, Golden Fellow 4th. Patty Prancer was 5th. Gambling Doug was 7th. Ulster Prince 3rd. Island Hooter, your race winner. Mormac Doris 9th. Freddie Dream was 6th. Asian Senator 8th, and High Fly, Collie, and Brian Moore. Glittering Bird with the Tony Haig. Here they come. They're off. Oldemite Irish pacing to the top. Then Brother Lynx going up in between horses and on the outside. Cherry Twist drives on, swinging around the turn. Oldemite Irish to the leader. Bendigo Skipper second. Brother Lynx is third. Gemini Baron 4th. Cherry Twist 5th on the outside. Then it is a Dash's Doll on the outside. Bye-Bye Colleen. Then Glittering Bird and Henry's Choice trailing the field. And it's on to the quarter now, and pacing out on top, Oldemite Irish. Bendigo Skipper racing second on the rail. Brother Lynx Park drives on third. Gemini Baron racing 4th. Cherry Twist is 5th. Bye Colleen, the quarter, 31-3. Then Dash's Dog, Glittering Bird, and Henry's Choice trailing. Working round the turn, they come to the 3/8, and the leader is Oldemite Irish. Bendigo Skipper's racing second. Brother Lynx Park drives at third. Gemini Baron 4th on the rail. Swinging through the stretch, it's Oldemite Irish. Bendigo, Skipper, and Burr, the links driving third. Gemini Baron fourth on the rail. Bye-Bye Colleen is now fifth with the cover. Right behind her Glittering Bird. Then Cherry Twist and Dash's Doll. Henry's Choice to trailing. They were by the half, 104 and 3. There's 5 on the rail and 4 out challenging as they race around the turn. Racing to the 5/8, Oldemite Irish. Bendigo Skipper laying second. Brother Lynx is hanging a third. Gemini Baron locked in a fourth. Bye-Bye Colleen outside 3 wide. Racing on a fifth. Then going to the extreme outside goes Henry's Choice racing on. They go to the 3/4. Oldemite Irish with Bendigo Skipper challenging second. Bye-Bye Colleen is now third. Way wide, Henry's Choice is fourth. 139 and 1 by the 3/4. Around the top turn they go. It is Oldemite Irish and Bendigo Skipper and Bye-Bye Colleen coming up on the inside to third. Henry's Choice a wide fourth. Glittering Bird is fifth. Dash's Doll, Cherry Twist, Brother Lynx, and Gemini Baron heading home. Oldemite Irish. Then Bye-Bye Colleen, Bendigo Skipper, Henry's Choice for them neck and neck, and Glittering Bird is on the outside. Oldemite Irish, Henry's Choice, they're tight. Here they are at the line. Too tight to call. Maybe Henry's Choice and Oldemite Irish and Bye-Bye Colleen. Now for our third race, we have a field of 9. They're approaching the top of the stretch. There's Offshore Oil with John Davidson, Dainty Dive with Headley Jones, Charbon Jones, Stan Nelson, Venture Gas with Millet Kuglin, English Colony, Wally Hennessy, Asian Senator with Jill Barrio, Fen Dillon, Don Bickford, Freddie Dream with Tom Mason, Arbor Coltown, Jody Hennessy. Here they come, and Offshore Oil is on the run. They're off at Charbon Jones now. It is Venture Gas. Working up in between horses, he goes pacing to the top, and English Colony is now racing a second, and he takes cover behind the leader. Charbon Jones is racing a third. Freddie Dream on the outside is fourth. Dainty Dive, Fen Dillon. Then Arbor Coltown going up on the inside. Asian Senator, Offshore Oil trails. Far back, they race on to the quarter, and it's Venture Gas and top by 2. Then English Colony racing second. Charbon Jones has third. Freddie Dream is on the rail now racing fourth. Fen Dillon up on the outside fifth. Then it is a Dainty Dive. They were by the quarter, 31 and 2. Around the top turn, they race to the 3/8, and it's Venture Gas in command, a length and a half. And then English Colony is second. Fen Dillon comes to third. Charbon Jones is fourth. Arbor Coltown now fifth. Then it is Freddie Dream, Dainty Dive up on the outside. Asian Senator far back out of contention. Offshore Oil. Coming to the half, it is Venture Gas. He's in top but 2 again. English Colony is second, and Fen Dillon hangs a third. Charbon Jones is fourth. Arbor Coltown outside with cover is a fifth. Freddie Dream, Dainty Dive, Asian Senator as they swing around the turn after a half and 4 and 3. They race to the 5/8. Venture Gas still the leader a length now. Fen Dillon hangs tough. He goes to second, going on a bit. Then English Colony racing third. Arbor Coltown is fourth. Dainty Dive out 3 wide, racing on fifth, but she's rolled off stride. Then Charbon Jones, Freddie Dream, Asian Senator. They go by the 3/4, and Venture Gas is still the leader. Fen Dillon racing second, 3/4, 137 and 4. Venture Gas a half length. Fen Dillon hangs tough second. On the outside, Arbor Coltown third. English Colony on the rail, looks for room, is fourth. Charbon Jones is fifth. They swing for home. Venture Gas and Fen Dillon now to the top. On the outside, Arbor Coltown, and here comes Charbon Jones. It is Charbon Jones, Arbor Coltown. They're tight. Neck and neck, here they are at the line. Looks like maybe Arbor Coltown, Charbon Jones. Too tight to call. The time for the mile, to 10 and 2. In the photo for win, at the wire now, number 9, Arbor Coltown. Brown pacing, gelding 9, but BF Coltown from Ruthie Ann. All but Clarence Reed of Charlottetown, trained and driven by Jody Hennessy. Also in the photo, number 3, Charbon Jones. She's a bay pacing mare. She's 6 years. She is by Irish Baron out of Charbon Streak. Charbon Jones is owned by Peter Bardsley of St. John's. She's trained and driven by Stan Nelson. Time for the mile was 2:10 and 2, and we are waiting for a photo for win. Now the result of the third race. It's official. Offshore Oil was 9th. Dainty Dive 7th. Charbel and Joan, your race winner. Venture Gas was 4th. English Colony 3rd. Asian Senator 6th. Fen Dillon was 5th. Freddie Dream was 8th, and Arbor Coaltown 2nd. Times the quarter 31 and 2, half 104 and 3, three quarters 137 and 4, and the mile in 210 and 2. The stretch, Western Beauty with Elmore White, Crafty Star with Rod Gogan, Island Falcon, Charlie Ross, Jeff Down with Steve Downey, Sis B. Babe with John Davies, Billy's Flirt and Ivan Davies, Highland Jip with Dr. Hugh Baird, Power On, Tom Mason, Boot Hill Hideaway, Arthur Kaiser, here they come. Clear off and Jeff Down quickly goes to the top, and Island Falcon is racing a second. Western Beauty moving up on the inside. They are 3 wide around the turn. Facing on top in between horses, Island Falcon. Western Beauty now second. Jeff Down outside, racing third. Going up on the outside and racing on fourth, it is Sis B. Babe. Then on the rail, Crafty Star. Jeff Down now goes to the top, and Island Falcon's racing second. Sis B. Babe on the outside drives third. Then Western Beauty fourth on the rail. Crafty Star, Power On. And Billy's Flirt, Highland Jip. And Boot Hill Hideaway trailing the by the quarter 31 and 2. Around the turn they come racing to the 3/8, and Sis B. Babe now moves to the top. Jeff Down is racing a second. They spring through the stretch, and here they come. They're racing to the half. Sis B. Babe, Jeff Down racing second. Island Falcon is at third. Crafty Star working up fourth on the outside. Then it's Western Beauty. Then Billy's Flirt, Power On, Highland Jip, and Boot Hill Hideaway trails. They were by the half. 103 and 3, and around the turn they go. Racing to the 5/8. Sis B. Babe, like Crafty Star, gets to second, lapped on the leader now. Jeff Down locked in, racing third. Island Falcon goes outside, racing on from fourth. And the 2 leaders neck and neck, Crafty Star and Sis B. Babe. Now it is Crafty Star. Island Falcon swings out 3 wide, racing on. Jeff Down going up in between horses. Western Beauty to the outside. There by the 3/4 and into the top turn. 3 wide, neck and neck. On the extreme outside it is Island Falcon. Sis B. Babe back on the rail second. Crafty Star was third. Then on the outside, Western Beauty fourth. Highland Jip comes up fifth. Jeff Down has no room. Then Billy's Flirt, and they swing for home. It is Island Falcon with the lead. Highland Jip is coming through on the inside. Island Falcon, Western Beauty coming on. Jeff Down. Here they are at the line. Island Falcon, then Highland Jip tight for third. Looks like maybe Jeff Down. The time for the mile, 2:11. Now parading the unofficial winner of the 7th race, number 3, Island Falcon, a bay pacing horse 4 by Trooper Chip from Tag Might. Owned by Everett McCoy of Fredericton and Boyd Tremere of Hunter River, Prince Edward Island. Trained by Boyd Tremere, Charlie Frost driving. Horse scores his 3rd winning trip this year, this afternoon at 2:11. Now the result of the 7th race. Now official, Western Beauty 4th. Crafty Star was 6th. Island Falcon, your race winner. Jeff Down 3rd. Sis B. Babe was 5th. Billy's Flirt 7th. Highland Jip 2nd. Power On was 9th. And Boot Hill Hideaway 8th. Times a quarter 31 and 2, the half 103 and 3. 3/4 137 and 1, and the mile 2:11. And we're all set now for the 3rd race for the field of 8, approaching the top of the stretch. There's Jackpot Winner with Bill Doherty, Fen Dillon with Don Bickford, Arbor Coaltown and Jody Hennessy, Freddie Dream, Tom Mason, Glenn Galkinana, John Davidson, Starlight N with Steve Downey, Patty Pratcher, Ivan Davies, Golden Fella, Jill Barrio. Here they come. They're off, and Freddie Dream quickly goes to the top, and Fen Dillon's racing second in on the rail. Arbor Coaltown on the outside is racing third. Moving up on the inside, Jackpot Winner's racing fourth. Then Starlight N works up on the outside, racing on fifth. Golden Fella, Glengal, Kidana, Patty Prancer trails. Up the backstretch now, they race on to the quarter. They are racing neck and neck for the lead, and on the outside, Freddie Dream now goes out by a length. Van Dillon's racing a second. Arbor Cold Town's on the rail third. Jackpot Winner is a fourth. That is Tarlad N. He's on the rail. That's Glengal Canada rushing up on the outside. Then Golden Fellow. Patty Pratzer is the trailer. As they swing around the turn, they were by the quarter, 31 and 2. Pacing out on top, Freddie Dream. Van Dillon is racing second. Here comes Jackpot Winner. Rushing up on the outside to third. Arbor Cold Town is fourth. Glengal Canada comes up on the outside. Now racing up fifth and going on. She's now fourth. Then it's Arbor Cold Town, Tarlad, and Golden Fella. Patty Prancer was the trailer. And they go neck and neck into the turn. On the inside, Freddie Dream. On the outside, wide. Jackpot Winner. They were by the half. 102 and 3 and racing to the 5/8. Freddie Dream, the half a length. Jackpot Winner racing a second. Van Dillon has third. Glengal Canada now goes up to third, and she swings out 3 wide. She's racing on there 3 wide. Neck and neck for the lead. Now Glengal Canada takes the top. Jackpot Winner is second. Freddie Dream, Van Dillon, Arbor Cold Town 3 wide going on. Golden Follow Tarlad and Patty Prancer as they swing around the top turn. Glengal Canada the leader. They were by the 3/4, 134 and 3. It's Glengal Canada, Arbor Cold Town, Jackpot Winner. They swing for home now. It is a Glengal Canada. Arbor Cold Town driving up a second. Golden Follow comes to third. Patty Prancer's coming on. And it is Glengal Canada still. Here they are at the line. It is Glengal Canada. Then Arbor Cold Town from nowhere. Tarlad N gets third. And the time for the mile, 2:06 and 1. And parading now, the unofficial winner of our third race, it's number 6, Glengal Canada. She's a bay pacing mare, 7 years. She is by Newport Robbie from Trotwood Jill. Owned by Mrs. Shirley Davidson of St. John, trained by Art Davidson, with John Davidson driving. The mare gets her second winning trip this season and her fastest tonight, 2:06 and 1. The result of the third race, now official. Jackpot Winner was 7th. Van Dillon 6th. High Fly was scratched. Arbor Cold Town 2nd. Freddie Dream was 8th. Glengal Canada, your race winner. Tarlad N was 3rd. Patty Pratzer 4th. Golden Follow 5th. Times a quarter, 31 and 2. The half, 102 and 3. They were by the 3/4, 134 and 3, and the time for the mile, 2:06 and 1. And we're all set now for our fourth race, field of 9, approaching top of the stretch. B Honk with Wally Hennessy, Pure Smoke with Charlie Ross, Kilkerran Diana with Mark Collett, O.D.'s Miles and Elmore White, K.M. Lullaby with Colleen Clancy, Just a Little Extra with Tom Mason, Oblin Dawn with John Davidson, Tobic Pride with Lonnie Stokes, Miramichi Flash with Rod Gilgan, and here they come. They're off in Pure Smoke, pacing on top, and Kilkerran Diana challenging up on the outside. She's winging forward. She shows on top. Into the turn, Kilkerran Diana. Pure Smoke racing second. O.D.'s Miles has at third. Oblin Dawn works up fourth on the outside. B-Hawk is racing fifth, and it's up the backstretch now, and racing on to the quarter. It is Kilkerran Diana, and there goes Oblin Dawn up on the outside, racing on to second now, winging for the lead. It is Oblin Dawn with Kilkerran Diana, the racing a second, and Pure Smoke has a third. O.D.'s Miles racing fourth. B-Hawk, Miramichi Flash, Tobic Pride. They were by the quarter, 31 and 2, and around the top turn they come to the 3/8. And the leader, Oblin Dawn, with Kilkerran Diana racing second. Pure Smoke is third. O.D.'s Miles racing a fourth. B-Hawk is a fifth. They come to the half. Oblin Dawn, and up on the outside, Pure Smoke comes on, racing on to second. He goes winging for the lead. It is Oblin Dawn and Pure Smoke, then Kilkerran Diana, O.D.'s Miles, then B-Hawk, Miramichi Flash, Tobic Pride, as they swing into the turn. And they were by the half, 104 and 2. Around the turn, Oblin on the leader again on the outside, Pure Smoke, Kilcairn Diana. On the rail, racing second now. Back to third as Pure Smoke goes on again. Then O.D.'s Miles is racing fourth. B-Hawk is fifth. Miramichi Flash. Then up on the inside, K.M. Lullaby. Just a little extra on the outside. Tobic Pride trails off stride. And they're by the three-quarters now into the top turn. Pure Smoke and Oblin Dawn. They're battling neck and neck for the lead. Oblin Dawn now by half a length. Pure Smoke. Kilcairn Diana is on the rail racing third. She's looking for racing room. Three-quarters, 137 and 4. At the head of the lane, they swing for home. Oblin Dawn. Kilcairn Diana going to the inside and coming on. Pure Smoke, O.D. Smiles, B-Hawk on the extreme outside. They're coming to the wire, 5 wide. Here they are. It's going to be tight. Looks like B-Hawk, Oblin Dawn. Too tight to call for the rest. And the time for the mile, 2:10 and 4. And 2 horses parading. Number 1 is B-Hawk, Bay Pacing Colt 3 by Lehigh Hanover from Cape Town Rose. Owned by Ron Gogat of Moncton Bertag, Cormier of Coquette of Wally Hennessy of St. John, trained and driven by Wally Hennessy. And at number 7, Oblin Dawn, Bay Pacing Filly 3 by Willow Bird from Paddy Landora. Owned by and trained by Art Davidson of St. John, John Davidson driving, mile 2:10 and 4. Now the result of the 4th race now official. B-Hawk, your race winner. Pure Smoke was 5th. Kilcairn Diana was 4th. O.D.'s Miles was 3rd. K.M. Lullaby 6th. Just a Little Extra was 8th. Oblin Dawn was 2nd. Tobic Pride was 9th. Miramichi Flash was 7th. Times quarter 31 and 2. Half 104 and 2. Three-quarters 137 and 4. And the mile 2:10 and 4. That's a maiden record for B of Nippy Namby with John Davidson, Reb Dudley, Charlie Ross. Paso Bianco with Colleen Clancy. Cherry Twist and Rodko, Ganara, Wanna Hopper, Jill Barrio. Fresh Last with Ivan Davies. Eyes a Character, Gary Vincent, Squire Gum, and Brian McLean. J.G. with Freddie Charlton. Here they come. There, off it is. Cherry Twist quickly to the top. Rep Dudley's racing second. Eyes a Character drives up third and the outside. They go round the turn and Cherry Twist shows the way. She's up by a length. Eyes a Character challenging a second. Rep Dudley has third. Squire Garmin going up on the outside, racing on from 4th. Then Nippy Namby his 5th on the rail. Fresh Lasses on the outside. That is J.G. Paso Bianco. And Ravana Hopper trails the field as they go racing to the quarter. And they're by that marker now. They're neck and neck for the lead. On the inside, Cherry Twist. On the outside, Eyes a Character. Rev Dudley racing at 3rd. Squire Garmin 4th. Nippy Namby is 5th. Fresh Lasses parked. Then it is J.G. Ravana Hopper. Paso Bianco now trails, and they swing through the stretch, and here they come. They are racing to the half. Up front and cutting it out, Cherry Twist. Eyes a Character parked. He's hanging a second. Rev Dudley is 3rd on the rail. Fresh Last parked. She gets to 4th. Now Squire Garmin, and out 3 wide. There goes J.G. Fresh Last and Squire Garmin of Hooked Wheels as they swing into the turn now and race on to the 5/8. And they raced on by the half, 104 and 3. Cherry Twist holding the lead. On the outside, Eyes a Character still hangs tough second. Reb Dudley's racing 3rd. J.G. on the outside is 4th. Arowana Hopper is 5th. Squire Garmin, Fresh Last, Paso Bianco, and Nippy Namby now trails as they go to the 3/4, and it is Cherry Twist the leader. Eyes a Character still hangs tough second. Reb Dudley is 3rd. Racing around the top turn, it is Cherry Twist and Eyes a Character, Reb Dudley, J.G., Arowana Hopper, Fresh Last, Paso Bianco, Squire Garmin, and Nippy Namby swinging home. Cherry Twist on the outside, Eyes a Character, Reb Dudley looks to room. He's coming on now. It is Cherry Twist. Reb Dudley's coming on. Here they are at the line. It is tight. Looks like Cherry Twist. Reb Dudley, Eyes a Character, and Error of What a Hopper. The time for the mile, 2:10. In the photo for when parading now number 4, Cherry Twist, bay pacing mare 6 by Rupert Park from Cherry Brandy. On for Roy Hughes, Paul Brown and Ron Chamberlain of St. John, trained and driven by Rod Gogan. And at number 2, Reb Dudley, bay pacing horse, he's 9 years, by Rebel Leader from Dudley, Chip Lass. Owned and trained by Brian Marvell of St. John, Charlie Frost driving. The mile was in 2:10. We're waiting for a photo for win. And the result of the 10th race, now official. Nippy Namby, 8th. Reb Dudley was 2nd. Paso Bianco, 6th. Cherry Twist, your race winner. Era What a Hopper was 4th. Fresh Lass, 7th. Eyes a Character, 3rd. Squire Garmin, 9th. J.G., 5th. Quarter, 31 and 4. The half, 104 and 3. 3/4, 1:38. And the time for the mile, 2:10. That's the second winning trip this year for Vision of Sin. His fastest today, 2:07 and 4. And the result of the first. Leroy Vincent of St. John, trained and driven by Gary Vincent. The horse gets his 3rd winning trip this season this afternoon, 2:13 and 2. Now the result of the 10th race is now official. Can You Go was 8th. Highland Hazel, 3rd. Bold Power, 5th. Eyes a Character, your race winner. Dart Garmin with Tony Haig. Port City Nick with Charlie Ross. Gaff's Gotta Go with Jody Hennessy. Cherry Twist with Rod Gogan. Automite Irish with Ivan Davies. And Bye Bye Colleen with Gary Abrick. And here they come. They're off. Dudley Hart shows on top. Going for it, though, from the far outside. It is Cherry Twist, and she goes to the top. Automite Irish outside of her and challenging. Around the turn, Cherry Twist and Dolomite Irish. Dudley Hart is racing 3rd. Oliver Homer drives up 4th on the outside. Gaff's Gotta Go is racing 5th. Then it is Henry's Choice, Dart Garmin. Bye Bye Colleen. Port City Nick trailing on the outside. And now Dolomite Irish goes to the top. And right behind him, racing on to 2nd, Oliver Homer. Then Cherry Twist is racing 3rd. Dudley Hart is 4th. The Gaff's Gotta Go has 5th as they swing around the top turn. Dolomite Irish, the leader, there by the quarter, 31 and 1. Dolomite Irish, Oliver Homer at his wheel. Challenging 2nd, Dudley Hart. Cherry Twist racing 3rd. Dudley Hart is 4th. They come racing through the stretch onto the half. Dolomite Irish, and on the outside, Oliver Homer. They're neck and neck. Oliver Homer shows on top. Dolomite Irish 2nd. Cherry Twist is 3rd. Back 6 lengths to Dudley Hart 4th. Gaff's Gotta Go is 5th. That is Dart Garmin, Port City Nick, Henry's Choice. Bye Bye Colleen trailing. And they were by that half, 102 and 2. And around the turn they go, racing to the 5/8. They're by it now. Oliver Homer now, but 2.5. Dolomite Irish 2nd, Cherry Twist racing 3rd, Dudley Hart is 4th. Gaff's Gotta Go, Dart to Garmin, Port City Nick, Henry's Choice. At Bye Bye Colleen trailing. On to the 3/4, Oliver Homer, the leader, still by 2. Cherry Twist and Dolomite Irish there neck at neck. Gaff's Gotta Go has gone to 4th. Dudley Hart is 5th. Dart Garmin 3 wide. Henry's Choice, Port City Nick, and Bye Bye Colleen trailing. And they were by the 3/4 and 36. They're by the 7/8 now and swinging for home. Oliver Homer clings to his lead. It's 2 lengths. Cherry Twist driving 2nd. Dolomite Irish. Gaff's Gotta Go is coming on. So is Henry's Choice on the extreme outside. It is Oliver Homer. He's holding, and here they are to the wire. Oliver Homer, too tight to call for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Oliver Homer, your winner in 2:10 and 1. And parading now the unofficial footer of the second race, number 3, Oliver Homer, a bay pacing horse, 6 years by Spring Caper from Walter's Dream, owned by the Captain Morgan stable of Cornwall, Prince Edward Island, trained by Dave Arsenault. Tom Mason catch driving. That's the 4th winning trip this year for Oliver Homer, his fastest this afternoon, 2:10.1. Now the result of the second race, now official. Henry's Choice was 4th, Dudley Hart 9th, Oliver Homer, your race winner. Dart Common was 5th. Port City Nick was 7th. Gaff's Gotta Go 2nd. Cherry Twist was 6th. Olamite Irish 3rd. Bye Bye Colleen was 8th. The times, the quarter 34.1. They were at the half 102.2. 3/4 136, and the time for the mile 2:10.1. All set for the 5th race now, approaching the top of the stretch for the field of 6. There's J.B. Pendle with Stan Nelson, Island Falcon with Charlie Ross, Legitimate Power, Mike Doyle, Ulster Prince with Jody Hennessy, La Beaubière with Steve Mason, and Lady Tricia with Bill Nicholson Jr. Here they come. Clear off. J.B. Pendle's on the front and going to the top now. It is Ulster Prince with Lady Tricia racing up as 2nd. Island Falcon has 3rd. La Beaubière driving 4th. Legitimate Powers racing 5th. J.B. Pendle trailing but back pacing the race on up the backstretch. Going to the quarter pacing on top. It is Ulster Prince. He's out by 4. Lady Tricia racing is 2nd. Then La Beaubière has 3rd. Then Island Falcon racing 4th, Legitimate Power, he is 5th, and J.B. Pendle trailing as they race on by the quarter and swinging into the top turn. Ulster Prince the leader, out by 3 lengths, and Lady Tricia 2nd by 3. La Beaubière was 3rd by 3.5. Then it is Island Falcon, Legitimate Power moving on the outside. J.B. Pendle trails. They were by that quarter 30 and a 5th, and coming to the half, it is Ulster Prince on top now by 5. Lady Tricia racing 2nd. La Beaubière has 3rd. J.B. Pendle is 3 wide. He comes to 4th. Legitimate Powers racing 5th. Island Falcon is the trailer as they go by the half and swing into the turn and go racing on to the 5/8. That half 1:01 around the turn. Ulster Prince the leader by 3. Lady Tricia racing 2nd. La Beaubière 3rd. J.B. Pendle, Legitimate Power, and Island Falcon trailing on to the 3/4. Ulster Prince now by 2. Lady Tricia closing the gap 2nd. La Beaubière out driving on 3rd. Going on, J.B. Pendle and Legitimate Power as they race on by the 3/4 and swing into the top turn. They have caught the leader. The leader, Ulster Prince and La Beaubière strong on the outside 2nd. Now they're neck and neck as they come to the 7/8. They were by the 3/4, 1:33.1. At the head of the lane, it is La Beaubière, Ulster Prince, Lady Tricia. Legitimate Power comes rushing on to 3rd. It is La Beaubière, Legitimate Power, Ulster Prince at the line. Here they are. They're getting tight. Looks like maybe La Beaubière and Legitimate Power tight. Then Ulster Prince and Lady Tricia. And the time for the mile, 2:05. 2 horses in the photo for Wynn. Parading now is number 3, Legitimate Power. Brown pacing horse 5 of Power Baron from Innocent Affair, owned by Brian Foster of St. John, trained and driven by Mike Doyle. And also in the photo, parading now, number 6, La Beaubière. Bay pacing mare, 7 years. She's by Smooth Fella from Dorcaddo, owned by Milton Downey of St. John, trained and driven by Steve Mason. The mile in 2:05. We are waiting for a photo for Wynn. The result of the 5th race now official. J.B. Pendle 5th. Island Falcon 6th. Legitimate Power, your race winner. Ulster Prince was 3rd. Bayside Quinton scratched. La Beaubière was 2nd, and Lady Tricia 4th. Times a quarter 30 and 1/5. They were at the half at 1:01. 3/4 1:33.1. The mile in 2:05. McDonald, Dr. Diablo with Doug Falcons. Just a little extra with Tom Mason, Lonesome Bound, and Jody Hennessy, and Dartmouth Osborne with John Davidson. And here they come. There, often Dr. Diablo goes to the top. DJ3 racing it on the rail is a second. Miramichi Flash is outside racing on a third. Tobig Time has a third on the rail now. Miramichi Flash is racing fourth. Lonesome Bound goes to the rail, moves to fourth, and Miramichi Flash is now fifth. They go up the backstretch, racing on to the quarter, and pacing out on top. It is Dr. Diablo, and there goes DJ3 out from second, brushing on for the lead again. Tobig Time is racing third. Lonesome Bound is fourth. Dartmouth Osborne drives up fifth on the outside. Then it is a Miramichi Flash. Then a KM Lullaby on the rail up on the outside. It is just a little extra. And the trailer is Profit taking. They were by the quarter, 31 it now. They've worked through the stretch, come driving to the half, and the 2 leaders at it neck and neck. On the inside, Dr. Diablo. DJ3 on the outside, racing second. Then Tobig Time racing third. And then it is Lonesome Bound to fourth. Dartmouth Osborne has fifth as they swing into the turn, go racing to the 5/8, and they were by that half. 1:01 and 3. Around the turn they go by the 5/8 now, and Dr. Diablo in command, and DJ3 racing up a second. Tobig Time has a third. Dartmouth Osborne driving on to fourth. Lonesome Bound racing a fifth. Then it is Miramichi Flash KM Lullaby on by the 3/4 now. It is Dr. Diablo, and DJ3 is on the run back, pacing up strong on the outside. Dartmouth Osborne comes to a second now, and moving in on the leader. It is Dr. Diablo with the Dartmouth Osborne challenging a strong second. DJ3 is third. Tobig Time racing fourth, coming on, heading home. Dartmouth Osborne comes to the top now. Dr. Diablo, DJ3, and Tobig Time. It is Dartmouth Osborne at the line. Dartmouth Osborne, Dr. Diablo, DJ3, and Tobig Time gets fourth. And the time for that mile, 2:07 and 1. And parading now, the unofficial winner of our 6th race. It's number 9, Dartmouth Osborne, a bay pacing horse. He is 4 years. He is by Osborne's Brett from Dart Above, owned by Mrs. Hazel Scarf of Hampton, trained by Dr. Hugh Baird with John Davidson Ketch driving. The horse gets his first winning trip this season and takes a win race record of 2:07 and 1. The result of the 6th race is now official. DJ3 was third. Tobig Time, fourth. KM Lullaby was fifth. Miramichi Flash was sixth. Profit Taking was seventh. Dr. Diablo was second. Just a little extra, eighth. Lonesome Bound was ninth. Dartmouth Osborne, your race winner. Times a quarter 31, the half 1:01 and 3. 3/4 1:34 and 4. And we're all set down for the third race with a field of 8. There's Finn Dillon with Don Bickford, Lady Tricia with Bill Nicholson Jr., Susan's Image with Wally Hennessy, Turnlight End with Steve Mason, Revelry End, Stan Nelson, Island Falcon with Charlie Frost, Daly's Alert with Don McDougall, Arbor Cold Town with Jody Hennessy, a field of 8, and here they come. They're off, and the Lady Tricia wings for his the lead from the outside. Daly's Alert drives on the second. Then Finn Dillon his third on the inside. Turlet in. Up on the outside going on to fourth. Arbor Cold Town is fifth. Then it's Revelry in. Susan's Image and Island Falcon trails, and it's up the backstretch, racing on to the quarter. Out in front now by 3 lengths, Lady Tricia. Then Dillon is racing second, but Daly's Alert is going on to third, going for second, and is now second, with Ben Dillon racing third. Turlat End is fourth as they swing into the top turn. Arbor Cold Town, Revelry End, Susan's Image. Island Falcon trailing. That opening quarter was in 30 3/5. At the 3/8 marker, the leader is Lady Tricia, with Daly's Alert driving up a second. Ben Dillon has a third. Halfway through the lane, it's Lady Tricia with Daly's Alert Park driving second. Ben Dillon is third. Turlight End coming up on the outside, going on from third. He's now second and going on. Right behind him with cover goes Arbor Coletown. Into the turn now going to the 5/8. Starlight N assumes the lead on the outside. Then Lady Tricia's racing second. They were by the half in 3. Daly's Alert is on the rail now 4th. Arbor Coletown out driving 5th. Then it's Revelry N, Fenn Dillon, Susan's Image. Island Falcon is out of contention. On to the 3/4. Starlight N has moved out now by 4 lengths. Lady Tricia's racing is second. Then up on the outside, 3 wide, Revelry N is going on to third, is now second. The leader into the top turn, Starlight N with Revelry N, then Arbor Coletown, Lady Tricia, Daly's Alert, Susan's Image, Fenn Dillon, Island Falcon. 3/4 was in 1:30.6. They're by the 7/8 pole now, and they are swinging 4 home. Starlight N pacing on top. Revelry N racing second. Arbor Coletown is third. It is going to be Starlight N by 2.5 as they hit the line. It is Starlight N, Revelry N, then it's Arbor Coletown, and coming on for 4th, it is Susan's Image, and the time for the mile, 2:08. And for heading now, the unofficial winner of our 3rd race, it's number 4, Starlight N, a babe pacing gelding. He's 10 years by True Averill from Tarren. Owned by Milton Downey of St. John, trained and driven by Steve Mason. The horse gets his first winning trip this year, tonight, 2:08.